Welcome
to Leadcast. Let's go.
Intriguing.
Without delay.
Hello and welcome to episode 364 of the Leadcast podcast. I'm your host, Nick Thinking Cooper. Joining me, Aiden Frost Rockards.
Hello.
And Colton Blue Basket Sweat.
I'm here.
I was thinking about this recently.
Party.
I don't know if I think we should change your name, Aiden. Should you be Aiden Frost Rockards anymore?
I don't know. I asked that guy for the account because apparently he was banned for like a long time, and then he I saw it like he added me back, and his message was finally unbanned or something.
Oh.
I'm like, yo,
Yikes.
if you ever want to sell your account name, just sauce it over, and I'll buy it. He's like, not selling it for anything less than $1,500.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
okay.
You're
All
a
right,
fucking
never mind.
loser. I'd sell any account name I've ever come up with. The most I'd ever want is like $30, I think.
Yeah, I feel like I easily just become attached to a different name.
Yeah.
Like,
That's fine.
oh well.
It's no big deal.
You should
I don't
just
really-
forward that conversation to Riot Support and get him banned again for trying to sell his account.
All right. Hey, this week, new patch came out, 9.3. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the state of solo queue, especially in regards to higher elo solo queue and how it's a little wacky at the moment. We're going to be discussing Silas. We got a Liddy roundtable question. Some spicy cheese that it kind of goes hand in hand with our champion spotlight. We got a tiny bit of LCS news and one email from that I think you guys will enjoy. I read this one and it made me chuckle, it made me guffaw. But Aiden, how was your week?
My week was, I think it was fine. The
He
only
doesn't
league I
remember,
really,
That's how good it was.
I don't remember at all. Only league I played was I played a couple games last night where I played some support games and I went up points, and then I played some top lane games and I went down some points. Well, actually not down points, but you know what I mean. Like I didn't win them because I played a Renekton game where I panicked. I was like, oh shit, I have to pick, and then I just picked Renekton and they had Scion. Oh no, I picked Renekton and they counterpicked me with Scion. Was the first game.
No. Scion was in that game. I was there during that champ select. They had Scion. And you were like, who should I play?
In
And
both
I told
games
you
I picked-
Cho'Gath.
Yeah. Then I didn't want to pick Cho'Gath, though, because they had 4 range.
Yeah.
They had Vel'Koz, Malzahar, Ezreal, and Kindred. So I panic-picked Renekton into Scion. Not a good lane matchup, by the way. Still fucking beat him up in lane, by the way. But then he was Scion. Despite him being the lowest elo player in the game and being 1 in 5 at the end of the game, he hard carried the last team fight.
Yep, just doesn't matter. It does Scion things.
I was a little bit bad after that one. So then I get into my second game, and I'm like, I'm going to play Scion and not
did.
anything. And then so in my fence, they hovered Shen for like 30 seconds. And I'm like, I can beat that. And then I wasn't looking. And then I lock in, and now it turns out they had Kennen top instead.
Ooh.
And it was a master Kennen one trick. Because MMR at high yellow's fucked. And then I got my butt slapped, but in my defense, my teammates got their butt slaps harder. I went 0-0-0 that game. I was down a lot of CS, like I think 60 at the end of the game. But my fucking bottom lane went 1 in 13, and my mid vane went 3 in 8. So
Yeah, I
How much
spectated
CS
like the
does
first.
that turn into?
I watched the first 5 minutes of it. It was real bad.
Yikes.
dude, he slapped me around. Like he was klepto top Kennen, and he was a master player. Oh fuck, it was rough.
That seems like a good pick into
crazy.
literally any melee matchup.
He had 4 stacks of gold at 5 minutes. It was
How
so
did you
nutty.
play against that?
He
don't know,
backed
he played
it
it really
for
well.
7
Yeah.
minutes and got boots and his gun belt or whatever. His
Damn.
Yeah,
Hextech gunblade. That's the
Exotech Gunblade.
Hexatech, yeah. Hex attack. Hex hyphen a hyphen tech.
Other than that, though, I played more Sea of Thieves, and then I yesterday downloaded Apex Legends, which is a new battle royale game, and it looks really, really cool. And I hope to play some more of it. It was fun last night.
Oh yeah, that does seem fun. All right.
So talk about
Colton?
my week.
Yeah.
So my week has been pretty good. I've been watching a lot of just backlog Tekken 7 tournaments because I've been really feeling Tekken 7. I finally got my fight stick the other day. I played with it for probably 30, 40 minutes. and it just still felt so weird the whole time, like playing with a fight stick, not a controller. So it's gonna take a serious investment of time, I think, to get used to it. But I'm still willing to try at least. Played a good amount of rank this week. I'm placed in everything but mid. And I think mid will probably be pretty easy. I can just put like Zillion Oriana. Like, I feel like top lane felt the worst because I was playing well and losing. AD carry I was playing like okay and losing, but like I don't mind so much if I'm not doing anything that should make me win. I don't mind if I lose, but like if I solo kill my opponent 4 times in lane as Shen but my team still loses me that game, I'm upset. But yeah, so now I'm in series to D3 for support, which is currently like my highest ranked role. After I think I played 4 games last night and won them all. But yeah, I'll probably stream some more. I've been trying to, so I've streamed a couple days in like the last week or so. So I'll probably stream my mid placement and some more like support grinding. Hopefully trying to get diamond in all queues within the next month or two so that I can focus more on one role. I think AD carry will probably be the hardest to do that with. But if I stick to like Lucian, I think is probably my best AD carry in solo queue. I can't fucking play Varus in solo queue, dude.
It's weird. I don't think Varus is a good solo queue champion.
I think I can only play lethality Varus in solo queue.
I think that's even worse in solo queue.
It sucks because I dumpster lane every time I play it, and then I'm just like, oh, I'm 7-0, and it somehow got to 40 minutes and we didn't close.
I feel like he's just a good mix of like Ashe and Kog'Maw. Like he does a lot of damage, not quite as much. He's immobile. He has that hard CC ulti that no one in solo queue can capitalize off of, unfortunately. So he just kind of gets like left behind.
Yeah.
But nice.
But yeah, so still, I'm definitely going to try and keep streaming more because that's been fun. And as long as like literally as long as like at least 10% of my games are playable, then I'll try not to tilt off the face of the earth and not stream for a long time, because that's what was happening. Is like every time I streamed, I would just like get 4 garbage games in a row, be tilted and like screaming at the game, and like nobody wants to fucking watch that, and I don't want to stream that. So anyway, yeah. Aside from that, week was pretty good. I didn't do a whole lot. I'm trying to really think if there's anything else noteworthy, but I don't think so. So I guess I'll hand it over to Mr. Cooper, the host with the most. The non-winner of the race to diamond, by the way, was Aiden, 6 games.
Yeah, did we talk about that?
No,
Yeah.
fucking...
I think we did a little bit. I think I mentioned that I couldn't play a single game before you won.
Yeah.
But hey, this week I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go. Actually, that game's gotten much better than it was when it initially came out. Doing that, played a lot of Dota 2 auto chess, which I would recommend to anyone who is interested in fun games that require a lot of thinking and sometimes RNG, mostly RNG. Very good game. Nice to see everyone like kind of picking up on that. I kind of wish there were like a community sort of marketplace for League, where you can come with like different custom game modes or different like skin ideas, stuff like that. But alas, we don't have the technology. I started a new class this week, and that's been pretty interesting. They put me into the wrong class initially, so I had to take care of that this week, which was kind of stressful. But yeah, it was for a class I didn't have the prereq for. But the prereq was coming later in the semester. So they swapped this class that they initially had me in and the class at the end of my semester. So that's all straightened out, which is nice. Otherwise, pretty quiet. I have not played more of my placement games. Every time I kind of tell myself I'm going to, I just don't. So exciting.
Yeah, I just remembered one more thing that happened this week, but I'll wait
Sure.
for you to finish.
No, that's all I had.
Dude, we played some D&D. I mean, it happens every week, but I feel like this last week was a turning point because you guys finally finished that big old dungeon.
Yeah, we've been in a dungeon for about 5 weeks now.
Yeah, well, you would have cleared it faster if you were higher level when you went into it. And didn't
we
get
cleared it.
lost in another dimension.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was good. So I'm excited for that because now we can do some different things and have like a little bit of a mix up from week to week as opposed to, hey, fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. Let's jump straight into the patch notes. Patch 9.3 came out yesterday for us. So it's out by the time you hear this, 100%. Download it. First up, Aatrox. So his health regen is increased. He no longer heals off of damage he deals to non-champions. His E no longer stores charges, but its cooldown is faster than it previously was. So good changes, I think. I think healing off of non-champions is pretty dumb, and I'm glad they changed that.
He needed a nerf for sure.
Yeah,
I feel like this is actually really targeted against jungle Aatrox a little bit. Like,
I think so.
I mean, like,
so,
it weakens his lane for sure, but it also just like, no, stop playing him jungle.
Which is weird because I think like having that flexibility is kind of nice in a champion's kit, but I also don't think he should heal for a lot of damage versus non-champions.
Yeah, that was crazy. Akali, health regen increased, and her Q no longer heals. Turrets reveal her through her shroud, and her W cooldown is increased late. So,
goodbye, Akali, forever.
Yeah, so it reveals her. Does it? I would imagine it hits her too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and then they removed the heal off her Q, and only gave her 2.5 health regen per 5. So yeah, she's probably dead.
Yes, I think for a champion that was already like hovering around 40% win rate in non-competitive play, like she's probably dead in the water.
Mm-hmm.
But
that being said, I don't mind to see her go.
I agree. Camille E no longer stuns minions or monsters. It will like hurt her jungle a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal.
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of people comment on the Reddit thread. It was like, "Oh, goodbye, Jungle Camille forever. This will never be picked again." But it wasn't it wasn't her stun on minions or monsters that made her jungle viable, right?
No,
it was the hook shot from Fog.
It's like a long cooldown, so like on each camp, like each big camp, she can use it like once, so it'll like reduce the damage by like 40 on big camps and then 30 on small camps, right?
Yeah.
Like, not that big of a difference, I don't think.
Yeah, it makes her a very small amount weaker, but not much at all.
I still think she's pick ban competitively in the jungle at least.
Absolutely, yeah.
So.
Yeah, Cassiopeia. Q base damage is up late game, ratio is also up. W damage is reduced late, and the cost is up for late game. So it looks like just really pushing even more power into her late game, which I'm fine with. I feel like when I've played Cassio, I don't feel like I really ever hit that point where you're like, oh, all of this farming and buying my rod and stacking my tier is like finally worth it. So,
did you say putting power into her late game?
Yeah,
I think they're taking power away from her late game.
Oh wait, sorry. I thought the base damage is decreased, but the ratio is up. So base damage.
So I guess that's a net
40, and the AP ratio is up by 0.1. So yeah, if you have 400 AP, then it's better. And the damage on
then the W is just a nerf late. But you don't use W for damage.
No. Okay, so sorry. Wait, yeah. Well, I was fucking talking out of my ass there then.
Oh, you're good.
I think I read it right and then just thought it wrong. I don't know.
Yeah. Aurelia, her health growth and armor are both increased. Her passive stack cap is. I can't read. Her passive stack cap is increased. Stacks grant attack speed instead of damage. Upon hitting max stacks, it grants bonus damage instead of attack speed. Q bonus minion damage increased. W reduces more physical damage, but no longer reduces magic damage. So the only weird part about this, I think everything else is kind of in line, but her Q dealing more damage to minions seems kind of weird. I feel like it was already pretty strong.
Yeah. That's a little odd, but otherwise I like this change of... It seems like really saying she's not a mid laner, right?
Yes, it's definitely pushing her into the top lane.
Which I think is where she belongs, and I think it's better for her to be. So I'm fine with it, how that is. So yeah, I don't know why they gave her bonus damage to minions, but maybe it's just because her wave clear is too strong for mid, but that level of wave clear is a little bit more okay if it's in top. I don't know.
I don't know.
So this is a neat change, a useless change, but a neat one. So champions with faction or champion-specific taunt voiceovers will now play those lines the first time they encounter the corresponding character.
That's really cool, because I feel like I never heard any of those.
Yeah, because you have to taunt while you're in range of them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool, yep.
Marksman items, a quick preamble, and then like 8 lines
I think we can skip that one.
A quick preamble. So they're changing AD carry. Step 1, Cloak of Agility is back.
Poggers.
800 gold, 20% crit chance. We got it. This is home. It's where it belongs.
And they mention that because the next change is that they are updating Infinity Edge. It increases critical strike damage instead of partially converting crits to true damage. You gain critical strike chance instead of doubling crit chance from other sources. So it's a better first item. We'll probably see Infinity Edge Rush now, honestly, on most crit AD carries. But
Well,
I wanted
back to what it was, right?
Yeah,
No.
it's more like a down date.
Yeah, it's
It's a worse version of the old one, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
It's still like the same idea as the old one.
Yeah. It's like a nerfed version of the old one. It gives a little more attack damage, but your critical strike's still 225 instead of 250 now.
Yeah, but now it has 25%. No, you used to have 25% crit chance.
Yeah, so it's the same as before, I guess.
Yeah.
But crits used to deal 250 damage up from 200 to 250, but now it's 200 to 225.
Okay.
That just seems like kind of a big deal that I haven't seen anyone talk about yet.
I think we might see on characters with attack speed buffs, or like if Ardent Sensor's still okay, like Stormrazor IE being a lot stronger now.
Well, they've changed Stormrazor too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we will talk about that momentarily.
Okay.
And along with it, Molten Edge is getting the Orin upgraded item is getting a small buff to attack damage to match the attack damage from Infinity Edge now.
Cool. Essence Reaver, though, I like this change. I like old Essence Reaver. They're bringing old Essence Reaver back, too. Bringing all the boys back. So it now grants critical strike and no longer grants mana or Essence Flare. But it does when you auto attack, it refunds 1.5% missing mana, which I think is awesome.
Hell yeah.
I love it as a Draven item.
Yes, this is really fun on Draven. It's really fun on Lucian.
Yeah, so now again, it's just attack damage, crit strike, CDR, and mana back on hit. Yep. Okay, Spear of Shojin it's a new item that existed in, like, Nexus Blitz, but it's different than that. So Spear of Shojin grants AD, health, CDR, and Awakened Dragon is the like active effect of it, which is basically just Essence Flare. So it's cost 3,400. It's a BF sword, Kindle Gem, and a long sword, and 950 gold. Gives 60 AD, 250 health, 20% CDR, and the actual like big powerful part of it, the active. Your next basic attack after casting your ultimate gives you Awakened Dragon for 6 seconds, granting 50% attack speed, 20% basic ability cooldown, refund on basic hit. So it's the old Essence Reaver passive slapped onto an item with attack damage, health, and CDR.
Do you see the number? It's down from 8 seconds. It's down to 6, like we mentioned. Someone's listening.
Yeah, I guess.
Also,
I
this
feel
item's
like-
just strictly better.
I
in
feel
my
like
opinion.
the recipe should be Kindle Gem and Caulfield's Warhammer. and a pickaxe.
Maybe.
I guess that'd probably be too good to be able to buy, like, piece it together that well.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, just imagine being able to buy like 2 longswords and a ruby crystal on your first pack. That'd be nuts.
Or, like, being able to even just go Kindle Gem into fucking
Caulfields.
Caulfields would be so good.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
It's like
strong.
that's old Black Cleaver recipe.
But yeah, I think this item's like really strong, and the people who abuse it are the people who abused Essence Reaver previously, and
it's better for them
just,
now.
Yeah, it's just better. It's a little more expensive, but I think the trade-off is absolutely worth it.
Yeah, like, hey, you want to know Riven was real good with the old one? Oh, wait a minute. We've taken away the mana that she doesn't use and just decided to give her 250 health. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see another unique passive. I was just thinking about this between like attack damage, cooldown reduction, health items. Not that there are too many like that, but something, I don't know, something so you can't benefit from like Spear of Shojin, Black Cleaver, and then you're instantly at like plus 600 health, 100 AD, 40% cooldown reduction.
I mean, they could just be the same, like, cooldown reduction name so that the cooldown didn't stack. I think is the easiest way to do
fair.
that. And then even then, if you wanted to build the Spear of Shojin, maybe in order to, like, compensate for that, just make the Shojin out of, like, Caulfields, because, like, they're both Kindle Gem. Well, they're both already Kindle Gem items, so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But good item, I think, for the people who use it.
I think it's going to be real good on a lot more people now, though, too.
Oh, absolutely. I think
before you just had to, like, eat the cost of the mana and how useless it was, but now you just get all the benefit.
Yeah.
And our gems are busted.
So next up is Stormrazor. It's updated. Now it amplifies energized effects and causes them to slow the target. It no longer grants a guaranteed critical strike after not basic attacking for a few seconds. It's also a little more expensive, and the build path has been changed to compensate. So the big thing about this is that your other energized effects are 30% more effective. That means you're getting longer range from rapid fire. Obviously, it's doing more damage. It's doing more damage to static shiv, but it's also hitting one more target. So instead of hitting 5 targets, it's now hitting 6. Yeah, and it'll slow all of them because of that particular.
And I think a good, like, part of that, right, going from 5 bounces to 6 is, like, that's the whole minion wave plus a champion, right? Or that's the whole minion wave plus the cannon minion. Whereas before, right, it would stop. You could pop the wave and it would just do that, but, like, now you get that chance of hitting the champion as well for free, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty nice.
Cool. Then we have Phantom Dancer. So now it grants a shield at low HP, but no longer decreases the damage from the last champion you hit. Spectral Waltz now triggers on attack rather than proximity to enemy champions. I think those are really, really good changes. I think the shield is way more versatile and actually just in general, just way better, I think, for AD carries than reducing damage by 12%, because now it prevents against, like, bursts and stuff rather than having to tap someone before you get hit by them.
Yeah, wait a minute, that's... Okay,
It's
so
also
it's a
just...
lifeline effect. So you take that now instead of, like, a... Well, you couldn't build that.
Well, in AD carry, you didn't build it before.
Maw. You wouldn't build Maw.
You could build Maw, or Hex Drinker. But this is just any damage, so that's really, really nice.
Scales up to 600 too.
Now.
The only time it's worse is in a 1v1 scenario. Because I imagine you would have like prevented more damage in a 1v1, but this is just a shield against any damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it works against all the damage you receive, not just from the target you're auto attacking.
Mm-hmm.
I
think it's good.
Okay. And I'm just looking across the board. Okay, I really like this. So across the board, all of the crit items now just give 25%. Like any maxed out crit item is 25%. So if you actually want to commit to a fucking 100% crit chance, you need to go 4 items. Which is I think better.
The only complaint I have is now it's sort of back to the like 100% crit, which is a little memey, I understand. 100% crit or Lifesteal and Last Whisper, which maybe is an important choice to make. Maybe AD carries shouldn't be running around with 100% crit, but on champions like Sivir, that's real fun to do. It's real fun to just W wave and have every single, boomerang, ricochet, crit.
But I think that opens the field up a lot more for itemization and non-crit AD carries to shine, right? Like, when it was like this is when you could build, I'm going to go Bloodthirst or Phantom Dancer as my first 2 items. Because I know that they're going to have to get 3 items for their crit to actually pop off. And I'm going to pop off at 2. Like, I think this is definitely a better case.
We'll have to see.
That.
Yeah. And then changes to... Just going to run through these real quick. Last Whisper line. The cost is increased, but you get more attack damage and armor pen. And those attack damage changes are in Lord Dominic's Regards and Mortal Reminder as well. And they have build suggestions, which I think is really funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you want to read these, you can go ahead and through.
For the build I don't think we need to talk about the build changes.
No, I meant, like, if the listener would like to read through these, they can
I was like,
pull
yeah.
up
Like, don't think it's that important.
Honestly, give it 2 or 3 days, go on Pro Builds or OPGG and pull up Double of Spades or something.
So some simple nerfs and buffs. Lysandra Q cost increased late, E damage decreased late, doesn't change her at all.
No, but I'm glad they didn't nerf her like too hard because they're because of the Riot special that
does that mean they're nerfing Aftershock?
Maybe. I don't think so, actually.
Because that's the Riot special. Is the character's too strong, so we're going to nerf them, and the reason they're strong, too.
Don't forget their items, too.
Yeah, their items. Their items, their keystone, and the champion. Scion, Q damage is down, W cooldown is up, so they're weakening his early laning phase.
That's a lot of damage taken off of a full charge Q.
Yeah, that's pretty significant.
That's a lot of damage.
Well, no, it's only 30.
Yeah, but 30 out of 90?
I guess. Well, I mean, it's also got the scaling. That's just the base damage that's changed. She doesn't build a lot of AD, but... I mean, I think this for sure, like, fucks up his wave clear a little bit. I think he's still going to be just fine.
Yeah, I think he's fine, too. Honestly, like, I kind of would have preferred to see his W damage get removed, because I think that's a huge... Like, that's a huge hidden... I don't know.
It does way
part
more
of his
damage
kit.
than it should for how much of a fucking
It's
shield
like
you
10% of your target's, like, max health.
Yeah,
That's
and it's
nuts.
also a shield for 800 late game.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, one thing they should change about Scion... I was talking about Aiden about this. If someone cancels your Q while you're charging it, you should not get the cooldown back.
I think it only works that way because other abilities in the game work that way. And I think that's... Yeah, so I think, like, if you interrupt Xerath Q, I believe it gets refunded.
I don't think I mean, then I think across
Maybe-
the game that shouldn't be the case.
I'm not saying... Yeah, I'm not saying maybe it shouldn't work that way, but...
That's how it does.
I think that is how it works, yeah.
Yeah, I see no reason why that should be the case, though. Like, you're punishing someone for reacting to CCing him out of his channel, right? Like, if someone canceled a Fiddlestick ult, he fucking loses his ult because they played well.
It is weird that it works that way for some abilities now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah,
like Fiddlestick's ult or like Galio W, like if he charges up his taunt and you like knock him back, he doesn't get the cooldown back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's dumb, but whatever. So that's Cyan. Zyra's next.
Zyra, plant damage decreased.
Fuck that character. Have it. Cut it in half. I'm not kidding. Zyra shouldn't be able to do 40% of your health at level 1 with just plants and miss her Q. But she
I
can't.
just think they should die in one hit.
Unless
you hit them with the ulti.
Yeah.
It just feels weird to need 2 auto attacks from like a 6-item 80 carry who's just shredding everyone else. Mm-hmm. But this fucking plant
like it takes me 2 items to kill their 80 carry and 2 items to kill a Zyra plant.
Yeah.
Or 2 autos.
Yeah.
She does the plants do so much damage though. I think they last too long as well. I think that's another problem with them. Is they last so long.
This is the second nerf in a row for her, so
I know. I just fucking hate laning against Zyra.
Aiden, you want to take us to monster and minion bounties?
I don't think he does.
Yeah, I don't.
You could just say no.
No. Dying while behind in farm delays how quickly you acquire minion and monster gold bounty after respawning. That's probably a good change. I'm trying to read through it really quick. Oh, so you can't get it like... So if you die and then you immediately go back to late and just like power farm 700 gold, well, the enemy team only gets averages 300 gold. You have a 100 gold bounty, but now... now you won't have a bounty because the first 200 gold was erased by the buffer. So it's okay. That's cool. That's a good change. I think.
Oh yeah, there's a buffer. That's nice.
Mm-hmm. I think it just stops someone from getting a bounty if they're actually losing lane.
There's a reminder in here. I didn't realize that the team's average is split by 4 and not by 5. Yeah. I didn't realize that.
It has to be kind of.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. It's just not something that like, would come to me at first.
Yeah, which is why I steal kills on support, so our team gold is up, but our team's average gold is down. That's big brain.
Doesn't it still go up, right? I'll take your word for it.
It would still go up, but yeah. It doesn't change it at all.
I know, I'm memeing, dude.
I was running through the math in my head, but
I was only pretending to be retarded.
Loading screen update. It looks different now. And it's
actually sick.
The borders load dynamically to reflect your current rank.
Oh, it is current rank. That's why it was plat.
Load in progress is now tracked via a single bar at the bottom of the screen. Is that saying for everyone in the game?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. So once it hits 100%, you should be in the game.
Okay.
You didn't get to the best part.
Okay, clicking a player's card in the loading screen now flips it to show additional info. Teammates, you can see their champion mastery, honor, and ranked armor or level border, depending on which they've chosen to display. Opponents, you can see their champion mastery and their honor level.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, you're just like, ooh, look at that 7 trillion mastery Mordekaiser. Let's go.
Yeah. And then finally, we have 2 upcoming skins and chromas associated with both Heart Piercer Fiora and Heartbreaker Vi, both of which are kind of just in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think the chromas look really good for both of them, but the skin base is kind of just okay.
Yeah,
nice.
It's like a skin that, like, I got it in a box. Got it from a loot box.
Yeah. Let's talk about solo queue. So I didn't hear about this at all. I haven't been paying attention, I guess. But Aiden, you mentioned that solo queue is kind of messed up.
In putting it lightly, it's fucked. At high elo, that is. I'm not sure. I don't think low elo is affected at all. But so pretty well their justification is it's fucked because they added in Grandmaster, which then requires them to have more people at high elo, right? Because you need to fill 200 slots for Challenger, the other 300 for Grandmaster. Grandmaster, and then they still want to have a player pool for Master, right? So they wanted to give people, I guess, a boost to get to high elo, so it fills this in. But every single region's fucked in the fact that there is hard stuck D5 players in every single region who are now Master. EU NE is the worst case of this, where last season they had 600 Master players, and now they have that currently, as of today, Wednesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, they have 2,143 Master players. Here's like an example. So I went off the last page of Master players, so like 0 points Master players, and I clicked 20 random profiles, and out of those 20 random profiles, 5 of them are players that were hard stuck last season, and I mean hard stuck last season. Like, I'm not sure if he's
hard stuck like me.
Like D5 0 points. This player obviously he played really well in his first 22 games, but now he's Master. Like, second guy, D4 0 points last season. Previous seasons before that, he was silver, bronze, though. Currently plus 3 games, Master. D4 50 points, has a good win rate, but master after like 15 games. Another player, D5 0 points last season. The season before he was plat 3. This season he's positive. He's 19 wins, 8 losses, master.
Yeah, but you gotta know he's shit talking his friends, right?
Yeah, this guy, from season 3 on,
I knew my
bronze,
teammates were
gold,
holding
gold,
back.
silver, plat 1. He was plat 1 last season. 19 and 8 right now, master. Like,
Yeah, because his teammates were holding him back, and they're finally not anymore.
Yeah, so
Yes.
what you're saying is Colton can finally hit high elo.
Yeah, I can finally get back to where I belong.
I'm not sure if they've put out the fix yet. So, anyways, this is the same on every single server, even including the ones with the new promotional, like the positional matchmaking, and the ones without. NE doesn't have it. Korea does. Korea has the same problem. NA has the same problem. The main reason is for almost every single diamond player, you're gaining 30 points and losing like 10 to 15, and that doesn't go away. There was a post on someone on Reddit who was like, "Hey, I've played 100 games this season. I'm still gaining 30, losing like 10. Is this supposed to happen?" Like, it's so interesting. And then, so Riot put out a thing as of an hour ago. By the way, I hate the way they do this. Not to shit on Riot, but they fucking only post about shit on Twitter and never actually post about it anywhere else, which is a really weird way to communicate stuff about the game. Is they just post it on their own personal Twitters, I guess.
Why are like head lead designer for Riot releasing like huge game changing news on their personal Twitter accounts? Yeah, that is weird.
Or even through Reddit. Like, that's a weird thing. So, like, Ed L. Torfer, or Riot Sap Magic, posted on Reddit saying, hey, here's why this is. It's because we added Grandmaster, so it took more total spots. We improved LP gains to make it less grindy, but we probably overshot it. The season reset was much smaller this year than we should have probably done. You can reach a higher rank by the end of placements this season. You can like end D1 if you were like high challenger. And then he posted on Twitter, on his own public personal Twitter. Based on the feedback from the players, we're going to be adjusting LP calculations at Diamond Plus to give higher losses and lower gains. The result is every game matters more, and players must prove they belong in Master as intended. Change goes live today, and we will continue to monitor. And they said,
Fuck, I didn't cash in time.
Yeah. And then a bunch of people are like, wait, what the fuck? Why don't you just reset it? Like, Ellis is like, why don't you just fix the damage that's already done? Like, it causes the people who were getting hit from low MMRs or fresh IDs even harder, right? Goes, don't want to do a hard reset. It takes a lot of work. And we also don't want to erase the progress of other players. And
they're just gonna camp that fucking Master.
And then he talks about how, well, what about the other, like, say, 98% of the player population? We don't want to make them hard reset. And LS brought up the point, which I think is a point that hasn't brought up before, is big question I have when it comes to balance patches. The silent majority. How can we actually speculate what the silent majority thinks, rather than the very loud, apparent, high-ended MMR majority whose very MMR are being infested? There's a limited number of D1 players all speaking out. So I do see Riot talk about that a lot, where they go, well, there's the vocal minority, and then there's the silent majority. Why are we assuming what the silent majority thinks, though? Like,
yeah. I mean, I haven't made my opinion known, but I'd love a soft reset. Like, it just makes sense.
it's just wild. Like, I understand that they don't want to reset everyone, but like, the fact that every single region is fucked, every single one is fucked at high and low, just do it. Like, it's crazy that they're not to me. I don't know, man. It kind of, like, actually triggers me a little bit.
It's pretty upsetting. Like, it trivializes so many players' accomplishments, and it makes bad gameplay at the highest level for those players. That's frustrating for sure.
And who knows? Maybe even them, like, changing how MR gains work, it'll maybe fuck someone who has a decent win rate who hasn't climbed enough yet. That now, despite them having a high win rate, maybe their LP gains are lower than they should be. Who knows? Like, because they added a random equation into the system because that's their way of solving the issue. I don't know. It's a little bit triggering. I can't wait to see a bunch of D5 players end like high diamond though.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're gonna fucking elo camp for sure.
Yeah, like those 2,100 master players on UNE. How many of them are going to play one game for the rest of the season?
I mean, I would.
Like
I would
they
too.
have to play like one game a week, right?
One game. Well, there's 0 points master, like most of them. But like as soon as they drop out, they have to play one game a month for 8 months.
Okay.
They have to play 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me, dude. I don't know.
I'm D1.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fuck. Oh well. Who cares? It's just annoying. I feel like they just don't want to solve issues, I guess, properly.
I mean, can they at this point? Like,
Yeah, they could even do like a soft reset. When you switch your account to another region, you're made to play one game, which soft resets your MMR based on the region that you're on, right? Just make it so every single player has to soft reset their MMR, which brings them closer back to their last season rank.
but that happens every day, right? Because of the transfers.
Yeah,
That seems like something that's already in place.
but like, just that's a calculation that's not in the system where like it would reset you back to what your old season MMR was. But wouldn't that just be a great way of solving this issue? So every single player who is like challenger last season, who's like getting fucked by like having diamond 5s in their game, if they play their one game and it resets them slightly up, and everyone who is D5 last season, it slightly resets them down if they're currently master.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
That just seems like
see
such
the
an easy
Reddit
way.
thread. I was gold and now I'm silver and I'll never get back.
I was plat, now I'm master, and then Riot fucked me out of my hard-earned rank.
Like, and it wouldn't even be that big of a deal. Like, if you're master 0 right now and you're D5 last season, it would reset you to like D3 or something like that.
So it's still a net gain.
Yeah, and like if you're good enough, you'll get back. Like, because right now their logic is, well, we're changing LP gain so that people won't be able to stay in master because they're going to be gaining less than they currently are. Yeah, they're not going to fucking play is the problem, though. Which, who knows? We don't know how the MMR system works, Nick, but I would assume the more people who are higher ELO means less people, the harder it is to climb, I would assume, based on LP gains. I'm assuming there's some form of clamping.
Yes.
Which means the more people who are just camping there, the harder it is to climb? I don't know. I think it's dumb. Who knows? Maybe they'll go back on their word and reset it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think there have been a couple instances recently of Riot's answer being, well, this is really difficult to do, and everyone just kind of being okay with that. So now it's an acceptable response. Like, it's not a big deal now, but that skin situation at the time, like, a lot of people were really upset about that, and their answer was like, yeah, this would take too much time to revert everyone's account. Like, this is too much work. And now it's sort of like, oh, this is the second one in a month? The second time they've used that excuse?
You want to know what's less work than having to fix it all? Is doing it right in the first place.
Yeah, but shut up.
I can't wait till Garena resets MMR on China.
They probably will. I would not be surprised.
It's like, oh, the technology's not here. Oh, Garena just did it.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
big parent companies fucking slamming it down. Yeah, you know what? That's what it fucking is. It's gonna be like, no, I don't want to do my homework, and then Tencent comes in and is like, fucking crack the belt.
Yeah.
I actually wonder if... So, I wonder if it's like, more people... So, if you benefit from this, right? You're playing the game more because you're a higher ELO. Maybe you're just playing like normals more, but instead of struggling where you were, you're probably feeling better about the game, right? So
Yeah.
you're playing so overall the player base is playing more because the people who are super high elo and they're there every year, they don't care. Like, they're going to be putting in 50 games a week every single week, like, regardless of the ELO system. It's just going to happen. So I wonder if they saw like an influx of players who are playing more frequently, and now they're like, oh shit, like, do we want to go back on this? Interesting. Conspiracy theories. Speaking of conspiracy theories, let's talk about Silas, who's sort of a conspirator.
guess.
That's
He's
kind of a
speaking out
stretch.
for what's right.
Yeah, he's. Let's talk about Silas. It was a good attempt at a segue. 6 out of 10. All right, so Silas, the chain guy.
Okay.
He's got
The
big old
unshackled?
big chains because they shackled him up because he didn't like how they treated magical people or some shit. And now he steals their magic away and slaps you in the dick with it. And his
You gonna read this
passive.
lore, or
Should I?
Yes, right
aren't,
now.
aren't you the lore guy?
He's just
Should
reading
I
his lore.
actually read his real lore though?
Aren't you the lore guy?
I mean,
I thought we had our roles defined. You know,
Okay.
150 episodes in.
All right, fine. Silas, the Unshackled, raised in one of Demasia's lesser quarters, Silas of Dragborn has come to symbolize the darker side of the great city. As a boy, his ability to root out hidden sorcery caught the attention of the notorious Mage Seekers, who eventually imprisoned him for turning those same powers against them. Having now broken free, Silas lives as a hardened revolutionary, using the magic of those around him to destroy the kingdom he once served. And his band of outcast mage followers seem to grow by the day.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
He's
Hey, his
edgy.
passive, thank you, is Petricite Burst. After casting a spell, his next basic attack whirls his energized chains around him, dealing bonus magic damage to enemies hit. His Q is Chain Lash. He lashes his chains out, intersecting at his targeted location, dealing damage to and slowing enemies. After a delay, magical energy explodes from the intersection point, dealing damage and increasing the slow. His W is Kingslayer. He lunges at an enemy with magical force, dealing execute-based damage and healing himself against enemy champions. His E is Abscond and Abduct. He dashes and gains a shield. He can recast the ability to throw his chains out, pulling himself to an enemy he hits. And his ultimate is Hijack. Silas steals an enemy ultimate ability and can cast it freely. I'd like to first mention that his character design kind of seems like one of the most boring in the game. He's just
like
a normal
Kratos.
guy with chains. But he's not like Kratos. Kratos is cool.
I mean,
He's
Kratos
just a
doesn't
dude
have
with
magic.
chains, and he should just take off his chains. Like, why does he still have them? Why does he still have that thing around his neck? Just take it off.
Because he used them as weapons. What do you mean?
No, but he's got one around his
True.
neck. He's got a shackle around his neck that's doing
Okay,
nothing.
you can take that one off. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
No, that one's holding back his true power, dude. He
Oh,
can't
yeah?
take it off lest the world be destroyed.
Fuck, dude. We'd have to get Shaggy in here.
That's
to
like
stop
if
him.
Sonic took off his shoes, he'd go too fast.
Okay.
That's part of the lore they don't want you to know.
What do you
I
think
didn't know about
Sonic's
that.
toes look like? Sonic toes.
They're probably fucking bashed to all bits, dude. If he, like, accidentally stubs his toe at that speed, his toes have got to be fucked.
I'm posting this in our general chat, but you know what I mean.
Oh my god.
Those are some toes.
Oh my god. Why does he wait, there... Oh, never mind. I thought there was 6 for a second.
No, there's meaty.
They're
Yeah,
very-
what the fuck? This is
Anyway,
crazy.
Silas, by the way.
Hey, we're playing Silas in the
He's
mid
best
lane, the
roles
top
mid
lane, the
lane.
jungle.
He's
Is
best
it?
in
I feel
mid.
like I've seen the best Silas play come from top lane.
I feel like all of the people that are actually playing Silas are playing in mid. Like people who've put like 20 plus games in on him.
Okay, I don't disagree.
Yeah.
But he kind of just suffers from like he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, his damage isn't that high. His Q is bad for wave clear because it does like half damage to minions for some reason. So
Does it do half damage to minions?
Yeah, it does like half damage to minions.
Oh my god.
It's like 60% maybe. I can't
Oh,
remember
the
exact
explosion does. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he kind of just doesn't do much. Like, his ulti is obviously really nice, but you can pick around that in Champ Select.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't know, he doesn't do much. He's kind of just, like, annoying, and that's it. I guess we can talk, like, we can go further in depth, but...
One thing I don't like, his ultimate is a point and click. I feel like they should make it stronger somehow and make it a skill shot, because I think it's dumb that it's not. Like,
I think point and click is good because it's a clear indicator of who you're gonna get.
I guess
And
that's
it's
actually pretty true.
it's a really clear indicator to your opponents as well.
You know, I actually hadn't thought about that, because like being able to miss it, I think would be good, but being like for someone to be able to block it, that would fucking suck.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Jace just walks in front of it, it's like, haha,
Yeah,
you don't get card missile this time.
that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah,
But then you'd run into scenarios where like you ulti someone and they go on cooldown and you hit them again because they flash into it, and then your ulti's down and you don't do anything.
Yeah.
I think
don't
like
know.
for all intents and purposes, he's pretty balanced. For a release champion, he's pretty fair. Like
Yeah, and I think we'll see his win rate steadily climb as people get better with him.
I honestly think they're gonna buff him. This feels a lot like the Swain rework, where his kit felt really smooth, his numbers just felt like a little low. So I feel like that's probably going to be happening with Silas. Currently, the most we'll run through down the builds and stuff like that really quickly. Summoner spells, Flash TP, Flash Ignite. I think Flash Ignite's probably better. I think Teleport's pretty garbage in solo queue. Unless you're like in a coordinated scenario, I wouldn't take it. The most common max is QWE. I think that's pretty straightforward. The E cooldown isn't, it's not that huge. And then the build, seeing you start with a Doran's or a Corrupting Potion. I have seen a lot of people go into Iceborne Gauntlet, and I think that's probably his best item currently. And I think he gives him a lot of the sticking power he needs. He can apply it to everyone. It works really nice with his passive. In this particular build, I see a Spirit Visage, which is like pretty good because he already heals for a lot, so you're increasing that heal even more. But you are starting to get short on damage, so you can kind of substitute that for a Ludens, a Morello, Hextech. Zonia's is pretty core on him, and then build situational boots. I would go into Resolve, taking Grasp if you're in a melee matchup, and then something like Electrocute or probably Electrocute if you're in a ranged matchup.
Yeah, I think Electrocutes is pretty common keystone for the damage.
Yeah. Maybe you could even try like a Glacial Augment if you don't go Iceborne. But
yeah,
pretty straightforward.
I think definitely keep an eye out on his build, though. I think we might see something change with that.
Yeah, I think as his numbers get changed, I would not be surprised if the first buff is AP ratios almost across the board, with the exception of his ultimate and his heal, probably.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's pretty straightforward. Nothing crazy about him, unfortunately. Kind of a lackluster champion, in my opinion. But the ulti's steal is really cool, and I think it's balanced very well.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Roundtable.
Hell yeah. So last week's question was, you were given the passive of the last champion that you played. How does it change your life? Tim on Facebook said, I got Malphite's Regenerating Shield. It doesn't help much from the quick succession of critical hits received during family gatherings. Paloa said, I played Ornn, so maybe I can upgrade the items I have. I like the idea that every birthday you get to upgrade an item. Just a possession of yours. New TV. Get the new Xbox. You know what I mean? Whatever you want.
Dude, I mean, it's a top tier item. It's like you could upgrade your fucking car.
Yeah.
But you can only do it once. You can only do it once per item,
true.
right?
So you need
so
to
like you gotta
save
wait
it.
until you buy like the Porsche and you upgrade that shit to like a McLaren.
That's sick, actually, yeah. Mike said, I spawn tentacles every now and again. People think I'm weird. Tom said, when I hit something, a chunk of me falls to the ground nearby, and once I die, I split into 4 pieces that slowly come back together, resurrecting me. Could be an interesting one. Bonnie said, singed. So I'm faster when I'm near people. Okay.
He's such a good racer.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Anytime
Sick.
someone gets close to you, just zoom right past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You imagine in like cross country, you just like let yourself start in the back and then you just go person to person to person so your cooldown keeps resetting.
It'd be weird that you have to get close to them, but yeah.
I'm just like, you're right behind him. Hello. I am passing you now.
Yeah. From our Discord, Gearbox Dragoon said, my last game was Talia, so I guess this means I'm moving faster next to walls, but this opens up more questions, like what counts as walls. In the game, it's just rocky cliffs or hills. What if I keep a chunk of drywall in my pocket? Endless possibilities. Pards Bay said, Fiddlesticks, I would consider myself someone with below average speed, so going slightly faster for about a second and a half seems like life is the same. It's only when you stop moving, though, for a second and a half, too.
Yeah, but, right, like, imagine, right, he's doing, like, sprints, right? You stop at the block for, like, a few seconds while they do the little countdown. Get that boost.
Yeah, but, I mean, what if it just charges up and there's no cap? So, like, you sit at work, at your desk for 8 hours, and then as soon as you get up, you just fucking zoom.
Sonic boom, dude.
Go.
Last but not least, Channersby said, I last played Swain, and it's a little bit icy around here in the morning, so if someone slips or falls, I just pull them towards me a bit, leaving them a little confused, like the master prankster I am. I guess I'd be ripping ravens out of them too. I guess I'd gain health, so if I get a paper cut and pull someone towards me, I guess I'm a little healthier. That's pretty good.
You just take a fragment of their soul every time they trip.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just imagining if someone just like slips and you're like, just grab a little piece of their soul.
Yeah. I'm going to do this one because next week I want to go back to doing another like last character you played. But this week.
Hell yeah.
What's your favorite skin line? What champion do you want to get a skin from this line?
Ooh, this one's good. So I think I would have said Project. Because Project is just really well done. And I think Project Jarvan would be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
However, with the release of the Coven skin line, that one is like pretty high tier.
Yeah.
I think like a Kale and Morgana, like combo Coven skin would be pretty sick.
That's pretty cool, actually, yeah.
I'm looking through all the skin lines, so it'll be a minute for me.
I was thinking, I actually want to go with like a new one. So like, the paper origami skins that are coming out?
Yeah. Oh, the interview one looks so good.
Yeah. Well, it's mainly I think they'd look good on any single character in the game. I think
True.
The one that everyone's memeing about though is the origami one, like having an Oriana one. It works so well too. You'd have like a little paper ball, and it would just like fold in on itself or something. I think it'd be so cool.
Oh, it could just like transform into different like things when you move it. So
yeah,
it would be like a crane or like a boat or like a hat.
I think it'd be really cool.
Hell yeah.
This is so hard. There's so many fucking good skins.
As long as you don't say program.
No, I feel like probably honestly like Snowdown or like Winter Wonderland are probably some of my favorite sets.
And who should get a skin for those?
Who should get a Snowdown or Winter Wonderland set? Does Soraka have one? I feel like Soraka would be a fun character.
Does
to
she
do that
not?
too.
I thought she did.
What about another skin like off the Nunu bot skin line? You have another
Aiden,
bot.
I thought you were gonna say Master Chef skin line,
Nah.
which would be sick.
I feel like there's already like a bunch of food characters though.
Really?
Like there's a bunch of like Baker Pantheon,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Sinful Morgana.
Oh, there is a
all the
Winter
food
Wonder
skins.
Soraka. So
Is there?
yeah, there's Winter Wonder Soraka.
Oh, it must be locked. Oh no, I see it. Oh, it came out recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude, there's some real good skin lines in this game.
There's some real bad ones too.
What's the worst one?
Probably program. You're probably right, honestly. As much as I hate to give you credit, it's not good. It's not as bad as you make it out to seem, but it's not good.
Can we get Pool Party Urgot, please?
Yeah.
Star Guardian Urgot, dude. Come on.
Both. Can we get both? Por qué no los dos?
If they want to answer.
Hit us up on Facebook at LeagueCast. Send us an email, mail at leaguecastpodcast.com. Come into our Discord and post in a roundtable section.
All right. Let's move on to Cheese Pick.
I changed it.
Oh, you did change it on me.
I did. Because you just want to play Silas that way anyway. So I changed
I think it's the best way to play him, but...
So it was going to be like tank Silas top where you go like Grasp and you get like Iceborne, Spirit Visage. Like you just go real tanky because your heal on your W is pretty nutty. But we're changing it. We're going to do Hail of Blade Darius. I played against it and he did very poorly because I played Scion. But I feel like it can be real fun, especially if you tried it like jungle or AD carry. Because you just get your bleed stack so fast. Like, you just, auto W, auto, you get, like... No, yeah, auto W and, like, 3 autos, and they're just, like, full stacked instantly. It's crazy. And, yeah.
Or 2 autos in your queue.
Yeah.
I don't think Hail of Blades works that good on him because he has a 5 hit passive.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, but he does have an auto
out of
attack
3,
reset, so he gets 4 out of it.
That's true.
You just need
So
to
he's
land
one
a
off.
Q
He's
or
one off
B.
from the sweet spot.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna pair that with Red Leicester's Chief,
Whoa.
which is it's a type of it's in the cheddar family, and it's a hard kind of yellow cheese, and that's as much as I got for you.
Cool.
Nice. LCS news, Jet is leaving the LCS to join the balance team. It's probably
if
for
you-
the best. I think he's really intelligent.
Yeah, if you have any problems with like any of the patches, feel free to send your messages to @RiotChat on Twitter.
Yeah, tweet at Riot Chat, yeah.
Maybe he's gonna fix everything that's broken in this game. Next
I
week
don't know
we
if
just see
one man
Callista
can do
have
that.
regular attack damage.
That's too much. She'd be too strong.
What are like TSM's best characters, do you think?
Zillion.
Zillion, yeah, buffs Zillion, buffs Ezreal.
Yeah, buffs Ezreal.
Buffs Rakan.
Who's their jungler? Svenskeren?
No, it's what's his name, Greg,
it's
but it's like
Acadian?
hands fucked, so it's Acadian, yeah.
It's Acadian, so that's probably like Kha'Zix.
Kha'Zix would be a good one, yeah.
And then Hanser's still their top laner, right?
No, it's
Broken
Broken
Blade.
Blade. Probably like
I think
Aatrox.
Broken Blade, their champions are already too strong.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
I think he's one of the best players on that team.
I think I would agree with you.
Yeah.
And finally, that brings us to Mail Fight. I was really excited for this particular email because, so I actually have it, the account on my phone. So anytime we get an email, I check it out and read it. But this one is from Josh, and it sort of played out in like these 3 emails he sent in played out in a period of like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. The first one, he said, "Hey guys, I haven't written in a while, but I saw/heard that there have been 2 games of AP Jarvan support played in the LCK, and I was wondering if you guys had any thoughts or opinions on it. Supposedly, his max rank flag gives the same attack speed buff as a level 18 Ardent Sensor, but I never thought I would hear the words AP support Jarvan used in the same sentence." And then his next email said, "Hey, so it's not important, but my name's Josh. I just realized I left it out of the last email." And then his last email said, "Hey, me again. Just found out you guys already talked about Jarvan support. My bad, Josh." And I don't know why, but that cracked me up like when it happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually saw your name on the first email because I guess you sent it via Gmail account, so it just said Just Joyce. Ooh, I leaked his last name.
Oh no.
But
Hey, Doc.
He's gonna get doxxed. Nick.
But thanks for the email, Josh. We did talk about AP Jarvan support, and I played against it. And let me tell you, if you have an attack speed 80 carry, that is cancer. It does so much damage and gives so much attack speed that it's very difficult to play against. Granted, I have a sample size of 1 game, but maybe it was a bad matchup. But Jesus.
It's it's not bad. I don't think, and like you can. I feel like you don't actually want to build that much AP, right? You want to just get like the Frostfang into like tank items, or is that not what they did?
No, I
He
think you
actually-
go Frostfang. I think you go Frostfang into Ardent Sensor.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. I can.
So
see
you
that
can
for
like
sure.
double up on that attack speed bonus.
And then it's just because you have.
Airy.
I would. You have Airy.
Yeah, you have to take Airy because that's the only
Yeah.
way your you proc Ardent Sensor.
Yeah. Well, that or if you took the one in the defense tree where if you slow them or CC them, then when you autos hit them, they heal. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like you'd probably take both. Like you probably are defense secondary
Yeah, probably.
to get that. Anyway, yeah, it's not bad.
That should have been your cheese pick, dude.
No, it's too mainstream. It's too mainstream.
Well, hey, thanks for the emails, Josh, and look forward to your next one. Hopefully it's more frequent. That'll bring us to the end of the show. If you like us, you can follow us on Twitter at Leakcast and at LeakcastFrost. Follow us on Facebook at Leakcast. Our TeamSpeak is ts.leakcastpodcast.com. There's no password. Send us mail at leakcastpodcast.com. Twitch.tv/bluebasket and /KingLard are where we stream.
I'm actually streaming again sometimes.
Poggers. You can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/LeagueCast. And if you like us, or not if you like us, I'm sorry. If you like the Discord information, please feel free to message us. Send us a message on League or via email, and we'll get that taken care of. Thanks for listening to episode 364. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.